Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and the Restless official 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Claire rattles Audra, Matt's dirty move, wedding kicks off. Claire Newman will rattle Audra Charles while Matt Clark aka Mitch Bacall plots a dirty move. A wedding will also kick off, so here's what YNR fans can look forward to. Now that Claire is home and armed with intel she can use against Audra, she may finally corner her and gloat over the news. Claire doesn't know the full version of what happened with Audra and Holden Novak in Los Angeles, but she knows enough to taunt Audra and make her nervous. Even if Audra acts nonchalant about the whole thing, she'll be dealing with some anxiety under the surface. Claire may be satisfied with the stolen cashier's check story for now, but there could be trouble if she goes digging any deeper. As for Holden, he may find himself feeling blue and a little irritated over Claire's rejection. Claire may keep finding excuses to distance herself from Holden and leave him hurt since they got so close during their trip. However, Claire isn't sure she's cut out for the edgy lifestyle Holden likes. She's also trying to distance herself from Kyle Abbott because she can't give him the marriage and move-in commitments he wants. Even so, Kyle may not give up on winning Claire's heart back, even if he has to date her casually for a bit. Of course, Holden may not surrender either, so we'll see if his charm can reel Claire in again. As for Lily Winters, she'll flip out following a disturbing discovery. YNR fans will see Lily react to finding Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers in a situation where they seem too close for comfort. Lily obviously won't be happy about that, so she may lash out in disgust soon enough. Noah Newman will come to the realization that he was mistaken when he questioned Sharon Newman and Nick Newman regarding the perilous threat that Mitch, also known as Matt, poses. After Noah is scared, he might be afraid that he and Sienna Miller are still in danger because of their affair. There'll indeed be good reasons to worry since Matt will be plotting another dirty move. Nick and Sharon will scheme to neutralize Matt, but they'll have to be careful since Matt is such an unsettling wildcard. Back in Genoa City, Christine Blair and Danny Romalotti's wedding will begin on November 21st, so look for Nina Webster and Gina Roma to return for the big event. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Danny and Christine's wedding will be filled with memorable moments. Keep an eye out for updates on whether or not Phyllis will cause additional issues. Claire Newman will rattle Audra Charles to her core as the week takes on a dangerous new edge, all while Matt Clark, still hiding behind the slick, fabricated identity of Mitch Bacall, plots a dirty move that could shatter Genoa City all over again. And amid the chaos, a long-awaited wedding kicks off, bringing nostalgia, tension, and the possibility of disaster. It's a classic, heart-pounding YNR collision course where secrets explode, loyalties crack, and every character's next step could be the one that ruins everything. Claire's return home comes with more than jet lag, it comes with information, ammunition, and a sharpened confidence that wasn't quite there before Los Angeles. She knows things now, things she shouldn't know, things Audra Charles has spent months crafting lies to bury. And even though Claire doesn't yet possess the full, messy, incriminating version of what went down between Audra and Holden Novak in LA, she knows enough to twist the knife, enough to rattle Audra in that subtle, terrifying way Claire Newman does so well. Claire isn't loud, she doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't need to. One calm, icy sentence from her can shake Audra harder than a shouted accusation. So when Claire corners her, quietly, deliberately, and drops hints about stolen cashier's checks, about suspicious encounters, about Holden being more familiar with Audra than she let on, Audra tries to play it cool. She smirks. She shrugs. She adjusts her blazer like this is all beneath her. But the flicker behind her eyes betrays her. The twitch in her jaw says she's rattled. Because Claire Newman is no longer the girl Audra could brush aside. She's sharper. Hungrier. And dangerously curious. Audra tells herself she won't let Claire get to her, but Claire's presence is a walking reminder of the disaster she almost caused, and the scandal she's still desperately trying to hide. Claire may be satisfied with the stolen cashier's check story for now, but if Claire keeps digging, Audra knows her entire carefully curated facade could crumble to dust. The fear sits in her stomach like a lead weight, no matter how hard she tries to mask it with bravado. Meanwhile, Holden Novak, Audra's former partner in scheming and Claire's almost something, finds himself stewing in a dangerous blend of heartbreak and irritation. On their recent trip, he and Claire forged an undeniable connection, one he foolishly believed could become something real. But since coming home, Claire has been pushing him away, shutting him out, finding excuse after excuse to put distance between them. It leaves Holden simmering with rejection, ego bruised, heart confused, and temper dangerously close to boiling. Holden is not used to hearing no, especially not from someone who seemed to care. And Claire did care. That's what makes the whole thing ache in a way Holden can't quite shake. Claire is trying to protect herself, but Holden only sees the retreat, the inconsistency, the coldness that wasn't there before. The truth is, Claire Newman is overwhelmed. She's not built for the sharp-edged, reckless lifestyle Holden thrives in, the adrenaline, the secrecy, the danger. She tasted it, for a moment, and the thrill was undeniable, intoxicating even. But she isn't ready to dive into that world full-time. Not when everything in her life already feels so fragile. Not when she still wakes up some mornings wondering if the nightmares from Jordan's reign over her life will ever fade. And not when Kyle Abbott, steady, safe but now deeply wounded by her pulling back, still lingers in her orbit. Kyle wants commitment. A future. A move-in date. Stability. Claire can't give him any of that right now. She can barely keep her feelings straight when both Kyle and Holden are pulling her in opposite directions, one offering safety and the other danger. So she backs away from both, overwhelmed, uncertain, and terrified she'll break someone's heart no matter which path she chooses. But Kyle Abbott isn't one to surrender easily. If casual dating is all Claire can handle right now, then Kyle is willing to start from scratch, slow dates, slow kisses, slow everything. He wants her, heart and soul, even if he has to rebuild what they had brick by brick. Holden, however, won't back down either. He has charm, magnetism, and a dark, irresistible edge that pulls Claire's pulse into dangerous territory. And he knows how close she came to falling for him, how close he is to pulling her back in. So the battle for Claire's heart is just beginning, and Claire herself may be the last one to realize a storm is building around her. Elsewhere in Genoa City, sparks fly in a much darker corner of the canvas. Lily Winters stumbles upon a disturbing scene, Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers far closer, far more intimate, and far more questionable than they have any right to be. Lily freezes, her heart stopping, her breath catching as she watches them together, their body language hinting at flirtation, secrecy, and something deeper she cannot yet name. Horror flashes across her face, followed quickly by disgust, fury, and heartbreak. Lily has been burned too many times, by Kane, by life, by trust misplaced in the wrong people. So when she sees Kane and Phyllis in this compromising moment, she snaps. Lily's temper erupts, her voice sharp, her disappointment unmistakable. She lashes out, demanding answers, hurling accusations, and refusing to let either Kane or Phyllis slither out of this with excuses. It's messy. It's emotional. And Lily Winters is not holding back. While Lily confronts betrayal, Noah Newman finds himself drowning in regret. He realizes he was wrong, dead wrong, to doubt Sharon and Nick about the danger Mitch Bacall poses. Especially now that he knows Mitch is really Matt Clark, a man with a violent past, a twisted mind, and a bitter grudge against the Newmans. After several close calls and eerie moments that sent chills down his spine, Noah is finally seeing the truth. Matt Clark is unpredictable, dangerous, and capable of anything. And Noah is terrified, not just for himself, but for Sienna Miller as well. Their affair may be messy, complicated, and morally questionable, but Noah cares about her. And now he fears his involvement with Sienna may have painted a target on both their backs. Matt Clark is plotting something. Noah can feel it in the pit of his stomach. Matt is watching, waiting, calculating his next move while everyone sleeps with their doors unlocked, unaware of the monster lurking just beyond the edge of their lives. Nick and Sharon, however, are wide awake. They're plotting, strategizing, and working together again, like the unstoppable team they once were, determined to neutralize Matt before he can strike. But Matt Clark is no typical threat. He's a wild card, slippery, unhinged, and always 5 steps ahead. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and the entire Newman family could collapse under the weight of Matt's twisted revenge. Back in Genoa City, a bright spot finally breaks through the fog of tension and fear. Christine Blair and Danny Romalotti's long-awaited wedding begins on November 21st. The ceremony is a nostalgic dream, shimmering with memories, reunions, and the soft glow of second chances. Nina Webster returns, full of warmth and sass, while Gina Roma brings charm and history back to the canvas, her presence reminding everyone just how far Danny and Christine have come. But even on a day meant to celebrate love, the shadow of Phyllis Summers looms. Will she cause another snag? Another interruption? Another emotional explosion? Probably. Because where Danny and Christine's love story rises, Phyllis's heartbreak and obsession often follow. As the vows approach, nerves tangle, tension simmers, and every fan braces for the possibility of a wedding crash for the ages. But the beauty of a YNR wedding is that anything can happen: romance, chaos, sabotage, or a twist no one sees coming. And as Claire shakes Audra to her core, Matt Clark lurks with a dangerous scheme. Lily spirals, Noah panics, and the wedding bells ring. Genoa City braces for the next explosion. Because whether it's love, lies, danger, or heartbreak, the storm is just beginning. But Claire Newman rattling Audra Charles is only the first domino. Because the moment Claire walks away, leaving Audra shaken, insecure, and suddenly terrified her entire life might blow up, something shifts inside Audra. She realizes that Claire, for the first time, genuinely has power over her. And Audra Charles has never handled powerlessness well. Her mind races. Her confidence cracks. Her breath shortens. She knows Claire is unpredictable, emotional, empathetic, and that combination makes Claire more dangerous than any corporate rival. Claire isn't trying to destroy Audra's career, she's threatening Audra's control. And if Audra loses control, she loses everything. So Audra begins plotting, quietly, subtly, the way only she can. She tells herself she's simply preparing, but deep down she knows she's moving pieces on a board neither Claire nor Holden realizes they're standing on. Audra refuses to be cornered. She refuses to be exposed. And if Claire pushes too far, Audra might just push back harder. Much harder. Meanwhile, Holden's emotions take a darker turn. He tries to tell himself Claire choosing distance is logical, understandable even, given everything she survived. But the more he thinks about it, the more he spirals. Claire lit something inside him, something he hasn't felt in years, maybe ever. A softness. A craving for connection. A desire that went beyond adrenaline or power or seduction. Claire made him feel something real, and that is exactly why her pulling away feels like betrayal. Holden Novak, who has made a career out of manipulating others, suddenly finds himself manipulated by his own heart. And he hates it. He also hates that Kyle Abbott is still in the picture. Kyle, with his perfect hair and perfect family and perfect reputation. The polished golden boy. Holden tells himself Claire will get bored of Kyle's predictability. That she'll eventually crave the thrill only he can give her. But jealousy festers inside Holden like poison, spilling into every thought. If Kyle keeps hovering, keeps trying to win Claire like she's a trophy, Holden may not be able to restrain himself from taking action. And that action could be dangerous. Kyle, on the other hand, is trying to take the high road. Trying to be patient. Trying to show Claire he respects her boundaries and her confusion. But underneath his calm, Kyle is hurting, deeply. Claire's emotional retreat has reopened old wounds, being left behind, being chosen second, being told he wasn't enough. And the idea that Holden Novak, secretive, intense, unpredictable, has even the slightest claim on Claire makes Kyle's stomach churn. Kyle doesn't trust Holden. Kyle feels something off in him. Something manipulative. Something that reminds him a little too much of the schemers who burned him before. If Claire ends up with Holden, Kyle is terrified she'll get hurt in more ways than one. But the town doesn't slow down for personal heartbreak. While Claire, Kyle, Holden, and Audra circle each other in a tightening emotional labyrinth, Lily's world continues to ignite. The more she replays the moment she saw Kane and Phyllis together, the proximity, the tone, the shared look she can't unsee, the angrier she becomes. Lily thought heartbreak had carved her hollow enough already. But apparently the universe believes she still has lessons to learn about betrayal. Kane tries to explain himself. Phyllis tries to laugh it off. They both insist nothing inappropriate happened. But Lily's trust isn't so easily restored. Especially not after the years she spent forgiving Kane, rebuilding with him, trying to convince herself the past could stay in the past. Seeing him inches away from Phyllis, whose entire existence is chaos, temptation, and destructive charm, makes Lily wonder whether Kane is falling back into old patterns. And that fear twists inside her, making Lily question everything, her choices, her instincts, her future, her ability to trust anyone ever again. Phyllis, meanwhile, doesn't appreciate being accused of yet another romantic misstep, especially not when she was actually innocent this time. But Phyllis being Phyllis means her defensive outburst only makes her look more guilty. And the more she tries to clear her name, the more the situation spirals, threatening to bleed into Danny and Christine's wedding before Phyllis even realizes she's doing it. While Lily's pain simmers, Noah Newman is finally forced to confront the reality he's been denying for far too long. Matt Clark is a predator. A manipulator. A ticking bomb. And Noah, through his affair with Sienna Miller, may have placed himself directly in Matt's crosshairs. His panic hits him in waves. At night, when the house grows too quiet. In hallways, when he feels the back of his neck prickle. In every moment when Sienna doesn't pick up her phone the first time. He knows he made mistakes. He knows he let lust dictate his actions. But Noah never imagined that the affair could have life-or-death consequences, not until now. And Sienna, who believed she was free from her husband, may be in more danger than ever. Noah tries to warn her, but Sienna's stubbornness, and lingering guilt, makes her resist. She doesn't want to admit she's afraid. She doesn't want to run. She doesn't want to believe Matt is capable of coming after her again. But deep down, she knows he is. Matt Clark, meanwhile, is already operating several steps ahead of everyone else. His mind is a twisted storm of strategy and rage. He feels Noah's betrayal like a knife. He feels Nick and Sharon's suspicion like an insult. He feels the world tightening around him, but rather than panic, Matt thrives on it. Chaos energizes him. Fear motivates him. Revenge sustains him. And now that his lies are unraveling, Matt is preparing a new plan, one far more dangerous, far more personal, far more destructive. He's done lurking in shadows. He's done pretending to be Mitch Bacall. He's ready to go on the offensive. Nick and Sharon know they're running out of time. They strategize in whispered conversations, behind locked doors, in stolen moments of fear and determination. They've fought villains together before, but Matt Clark is different. He's unpredictable. He's intelligent. And he's fueled by a personal vengeance that makes him capable of anything. Nick wants to confront Matt head-on. Sharon wants to set a trap. Both options are dangerous, and both know the wrong choice could cost someone their life. But they refuse to let their family be torn apart again. Not by Matt. Not by fear. Not by mistakes from the past that never should have resurfaced. But Genoa City doesn't pause for danger, not even in the face of a looming threat. Life pushes forward, and the heart of the town shifts towards something brighter, Christine Blair and Danny Romalotti's much-anticipated wedding. The venue glows with nostalgia. Candles flicker. Music drifts softly. Guests reunite with smiles and tears. Nina Webster arrives first, emotional and excited, hugging Christine like years never passed. Gina Roma follows soon after, bringing grace, warmth, and a sense of history that fills the room like a comforting blanket. Their presence sends fans' hearts soaring. This is the YNR they grew up with. A legacy. A reminder that despite the drama, some love stories do come full circle. Christine is radiant, wearing a subtle, elegant gown that perfectly reflects her quiet strength. Danny can barely take his eyes off her, even from across the room. He's waited decades, for this moment. For this chance. For this full-circle closure that feels like fate stepping in after so many wrong turns. But weddings on soaps are never simple. While Christine glows, Danny breathes, and the crowd settles, whispers ripple through the room. Where is Phyllis? Will she show up? Will she crash the ceremony? Will she cause another eruption, another fight, another heartbreak? Phyllis Summers has a talent for appearing at the worst possible moment, especially when Danny is involved. And although she hasn't arrived yet, a tense buzz follows her name everywhere it's spoken. Backstage, Christine stays focused, repeating her vows under her breath, grounding herself in the love she feels for